Let's discuss the duties of the kitchen specialist. Remember, as soon as you walk in the apartment, to text in on OurDoc. Then, review the checklist the apartment manager has left for us from their inspection. It will highlight all the items that they felt were deficient and that needed to be cleaned. But, as always, as you're cleaning the kitchen, if you find any items that need to be cleaned that weren't on the checklist, please write them down on a separate piece of paper attached to the checklist so we can show the manager what we did in addition to what was asked. At the end of the day, the kitchen should be spotless when we leave. Let's review the chemicals that you will use in the kitchen. The first one is Easy Off Oven Cleaner. The Easy Off Oven Cleaner is only used inside the oven and on the oven racks. Also, please be careful not to let the oven cleaner drip onto the linoleum floor, as it will permanently damage it. The second chemical we will use is Rejuvenol. Remember that Rejuvenol is a disinfectant, but please do not put Rejuvenol on the painted walls. Rejuvenol can be used on the countertops, in the cupboards, in the drawers, etc. to disinfect any of those areas. The third chemical you'll need is Pink Power. Two things to remember on Pink Power. One, Pink Power is an acid, and if an acid dries, it will permanently etch the metal. And second, we don't want to put Pink Power on anything that's porous, such as the countertops, wood, grout, etc. When you use Pink Power, be certain that it is completely washed down with water. The best way to do is just get a really wet rag that you keep rinsing out as you wash all the Pink Power off so no residue is left to dry onto the metal. Hercules is a great all-purpose cleaner that also is a mild degreaser, which is great for being used around the stove and anywhere that grease might have been splashed. The next chemical is Clean Bright. Clean Bright is a neutral cleaner. It's great for cleaning painted walls and for wiping surfaces down. Now let's discuss the best way to tackle the kitchen. The very first thing we should do is go into the oven, open the door, and spray the inside of the oven with the Easy Off Oven Cleaner. This cleaner needs a dwell time to work for us so it can cut through the grease that's in there. So thoroughly cover it, close the door, make sure none is dripping onto the floor, and let it sit for a good 15 minutes while it just works for you. Then, the best plan of attack is to start at the top and work your way down. The tops of the cupboards need to be dusted. The fronts of the drawers and the cupboard doors need to be wiped down. Then the insides of the cupboards and the drawers need to be wiped out so there's no dust or food inside. After you're done with the cupboards, we can wipe down the countertops. The countertops can be disinfected with Rejuvenol. The third thing is wiping out the sink with Pink Power. The best thing to do is take a little Pink Power, put it onto the stainless part of the sink, and using your glove, spread it around and slowly work it in as you remove any hard water that may have built up. Remember to use a wet rag to thoroughly rinse the Pink Power away so there's no residue left. Once there's no Pink Power, the sink can be dried and shined with a stainless steel cleaner. Part of the kitchen specialist task is cleaning out the microwave. Using Rejuvenol as a disinfectant, you can clean the outside and the inside of the microwave. Remember to remove the glass plate, and this can be washed in the sink if that makes it easier. When we're done with the countertops, the drawers, the cupboards, the sink, and the microwave, we can move to the refrigerators. We need to wipe the outside, the handles, and the top of the refrigerator. And then open the refrigerator and the freezers, and everything needs to be wiped out. There should be no food residue, dust, or stains on the inside. One frequently missed part is the little rubber seal that goes around the door of the freezer and the refrigerator. Make sure that that's been well cleaned. Next, we can wipe down the walls and the vents using Hercules. Hercules is a mild degreaser, so it works well, especially around the stove. We finish with the oven. Start with the hood above the stove. Check check the filter to make sure that it's clean and wipe it down with Hercules as a degreaser. Then go to the stove. The stove should be cleaned. The drip pans under the elements need to be cleaned. If the drip pans are very dirty, it's more cost effective to replace them than it is to scrub them for a long time. So if it takes more than 5 minutes to clean the drip pans, just leave them and the management will replace those. While you're cleaning the stoves and around the elements, remember that the whole top of the stove flips up and underneath is a big drip pan that needs to be wiped out. Now let's open the oven. The Easy Off oven cleaner should have had time to work in the grease. Pull out the oven racks, and using a Scotch-Brite pad you can clean each of the metal rods that's onto the oven racks. Then go in and wipe down the inside of the oven. It should be free of any grease or stains inside there. To finish the stove, we need to pull out the drawer under the oven, make sure it's wiped out. We also need to make sure we've cleaned the floor underneath the drawer, which is just below the oven. Now we've got a clean kitchen. The last thing to do is to sweep the floor and mop it.